Hello and welcome to this session. So you can see here in my screen the Amazon website, right? So most of you would know what this is, a great e-commerce website which has n number of products, right? So now what you see here is basically the front end showing the details, right? So what are the products? So I can search for any product here. So let's say electrical kettle, something like this, and it will showcase whatever the data that is available, right? So it has a lot of information right here. Now, how is Amazon able to provide all this information, right? So if you're asking somebody about something, they would basically store it in their brain. Then only they can tell you, right? This is what it is, right? So similarly, behind every front end, there is a database which actually stores all this information. Like this database, Amazon will have a database which will store that details like, oh, this is the electrical cooker, these are the ratings, this is the star ratings, this is a MRP price, this is the selling price. All those details, all the data will be stored in a database, and when we search from it, it will send a query to the database, and the database will retrieve that information and send it back to the API, which will show the results to us, right? So that is the greatness. Now, the Amazon is a very big company, right? It has a very big database, so it stores a lot of data. So what we try to do is we'll try to mimic, but not the entire thing because that will be very huge. But most of the things we'll try to mimic. So we'll try to create a database in our local system. We'll try to store all the most of the information that or the more important information that Amazon will store in its database, and we'll try to see. Now, once we'll not use a front end, but there are cases, right, where Amazon would want certain reports. Like, for example, the Amazon database would want to know, the Amazon CEO or company head would want to know, hey, how many sales we did in a particular month, right? So you should be able to get all that results. So how many sales we did in India, how many sales we did in UK, how many sales we did in Australia, right? Who is our top 10 customers, right? So the customers, maybe a particular customer is buying, he has already bought like 20, $30,000 of money of the product. So he's one of the top customers. So he would, and which region that customer belongs to, right? So these kind of questions that your business team will ask or leadership will ask, and you'll be able to retrieve that data with our SQL. Okay, so we will see all those use cases where we will look at the top 10 customers or how much sales we did, all those things we are going to write. But before that, we need to build the database, we need to build that data, right? So we will start using this. Now you may be questioning like, okay, we just had some basic SQL, right? So we did a DDS, we did a DMS, but we did very basic things. So why are we starting the project right away? Okay. So the thing is like, there are two ways how you can learn, right? So one is you learn the concept and at the end you create a project. But by that time you might lose interest also, right? So this is like, I'm trying to mimic what we do in our real time, which is in the when you join a company, and if you do not know that language, if you do not know the tools, so they will basically give you very small training, and then they will basically ask you to start working on it and learn on the job. So this is like learning on the job. So when you build something, then you will learn. And don't worry that we are not going to build something that we will not cover, right? So like for example, I'm not going to start building views and everything here because I did not teach it. So what we will do is like whatever we have learned, using that knowledge, we will build it. Then we will retrospect. Okay, whatever we build now, does it make sense? Can this be improved? What are the issues that we have in this design, right? Because unless you do something wrong, you will not know that what is a better way of doing, right? So that is the reason why whenever there an error occurs, I don't edit it out. I will troubleshoot that error so that one thing is will understand like, oh, this kind of error comes, and when this kind of error comes, and what I'm going to do. Second thing is you will also see the thinking behind it, right? Debugging, how do you debug? That is very important skill, right? So what we will do is like we will start with the Amazon database, we'll start creating the tables, and we'll start with the bad designs. And I can basically put a theory class and show like you need to do like this, and it will be good. But that is fine. A lot of people do it. But once I show you, once I do a bad design and show you like, hey, this is what is happening, and then show you like what are the problems that we have, then it will stick into your memory much easier. And it will be easier. It will make you a little bit more expert or in terms of learning, right? In terms of it's not always about writing code. You should also think what is the right code, right? You can solve one problem in many ways, but what is the optimized way of solving problem? That is very important. So you need to have the design thinking as well. So for that reason, we are going to start. So it's going to be very exciting. So I just wanted to show you like how excited I am and wanted to show you what are the different things that we're going to do. And we'll start with the Amazon database project and we'll learn all the concept. Then we will do one or two more extra projects once we learn all the things. But this is a very exciting project. I'm very excited to show this. I hope you are equally excited to learn this as well. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what we're going to do. So in the next few sessions, what we will do is like we will create a database, we'll create schemas, we'll start creating the table. All right. Okay. Cool. And I'll see you guys now in my next class.